watch an ASMR video than a regular talking video. And B, it's like 5 a.m. and yeah, so I'm trying to be quiet. But I thought I would go through what's in my travel art kit, considering I am traveling later today. By the time this video is up, I will be home, so I'm not like disclosing my location or anything. Although I guess all I'd be saying is that I'm not home, and you don't know where my home is, so that's fine. But yeah, I will be back by the time this video goes up, but I'm leaving in a few hours, and I thought I would show you what I packed as my art kit, because sometimes when I travel I go a little overboard with the art stuff I bring, and then I don't even end up using it that much because I'm not in an art mood, and I don't know how much of this I'm going to use, because I've been into coloring books lately, because I've not been feeling very creative, and it's a nice way to kind of shut my brain off. Okay, well, I probably should have eaten breakfast or something before I started recording this, so that'll be fun. Hold on. So, yeah, I did bring, I brought a coloring book and a limited selection of markers to color it with, in case that's what I just feel like doing. It's kind of relaxing. I'm not bringing my computer, so I'm not gonna like watch YouTube and waste all my time on the internet. I want to like read or draw or color or play on my Switch or something like that, like just like relaxing stuff that doesn't stress me out about the world. And that's just for like downtime at the hotel, like early in the morning or in the evening, like during the day we'll be out. But I also wanted to bring some stuff that I could sketch while we're out if I feel up to it, but I'm not bringing this whole thing. I mean, I could if it's in my purse, honestly. And by the way, this is the Sendak Roll by Peg Awl. I got this a couple years ago when I thought I would be doing more sketching on location, which turns out I don't like sketching outside because there's bugs and not many places to sit, and honestly around me there's not that much that's interesting to look at. Like, I just don't feel inspired when I look at what's around me, but I'm hoping that maybe on vacation I feel like it's gonna be the sort of thing, like if I'm at a cafe and I see a building across the street, maybe I'll draw it. Or honestly, lately my sketchbook has just been me like doodling, painting landscapes from my imagination, and that's fine. I don't like, this isn't like a travel sketchbook where I'm like gonna record my trip or only draw things that I see on my trip. It's just a sketchbook to have something to do. The sketchbook is in here, by the way. It's this little one. It's very small. I made it myself. I like painted the cover. And it's got Canson mixed media paper in it, which I like because it's not super thick, so it's easy to make a little sketchbook like this. But it's good at handling wet media and pencils and stuff like that, so I thought this would be handy, and it's not too many pages. Like, you know, there's a chance I could fill this on the trip. I don't know that I will. Watch me come back and I've done nothing. But what I thought I might do today is like swatch the pencils on this page so that I have a little reference with me. So this exists in this outer pocket here, and then this pocket has paper towel for cleaning off my water brush. But this art roll is amazing. Like, it's beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got it. Even if I don't use it as much as I should. So this is just a little pouch I added from Muji. It's empty, honestly. My thought is I'm just gonna keep it with this, and then if I want to take a sketchbook and like my paint palette or some pencils with me, it fits perfectly in this pouch, and then this can go in my purse, and it's just like a mini sketching kit, you know? So in this little pocket here, I have some goodies. I have a little fountain pen. It's tiny, and it has platinum carbon black ink in it, so it's waterproof once it dries. So if I want to do like pen sketches, ink sketches with like a watercolor wash or something, I can do that. A tiny little Muji pencil sharpener. I tried to find another of these when I was at Muji the other day because I don't have a Muji in my city, so I had to go to Toronto. Well, I didn't go for Muji, I went for another thing and then I stopped at Muji, but I couldn't find these pencil sharpeners. I kept telling my partner, I was like, if you see these tiny pencil sharpeners, let me know, and for some reason they kept thinking I was saying a stapler and they kept pointing out staplers to me. Because we both have ADHD, so our brains sometimes make weird connections and like we get words wrong. I don't know. Tiny little pencil. This is an erasable pencil, although I don't think I have an eraser. But it's like it doesn't lay down as much color as these pencils. So if I want to do a light sketch, I can. I mean, it's tiny. I thought I would just bring it. This is a water-soluble graphite stick. I'm just trying to make like a mixed media kit, so I have options. I don't use this very much, but I thought, maybe I'll try. A tiny little spray bottle for the palette. I got an art toolkit paint palette, which is the tiny ones. I mean, I got a big one of the tiny ones, and this is either the spray bottle that they sell that I ordered to get free shipping, or I ordered a set of these from Amazon just so that I could have one in every, because I like to keep my art supplies in different pouches so they're easy for me to grab and take to my desk or take to the living room or take with me somewhere. So I like to have one of these in anything that has a paint palette in it so I can spray it. And then just a bulldog clip to keep the sketchbook open. So that's what's in this little pouch, which, I mean, honestly, like, that's a lot of stuff for such a tiny little pocket. Okay, let's start with the other stuff other than pencils, and then I'll go through the pencils and swatch them. So in this little pocket, which this is the perfect size, so if you have, this is not water-soluble graphite in this container, this is what came in the container, but if you have any pencil boxes like this that come with like 5 pencils, they fit perfectly in here. And what I did is I put all my little stubs of Neocolor 2, the water-soluble one. I will show you. I keep my Neocolors in these crayon boxes, but when they're brand new, like, they look short enough now, but when they're brand new, they're too long to fit in this box, so I break the end off the back, and I save it for a travel kit, and then they become short enough to fit in here, but then they, as I use them, they get even shorter. But these are really great for, you can kind of like color in areas on the side, using the side of it, and yeah, I don't know, I really love this, so I'm hoping I'll get a chance to use those. And then in this pocket, also a perfect fit, is the art toolkit palette. This is the larger one. They have like one that's about half this size, which is super adorable, and then a teeny tiny one that I love making tiny little art kits. I don't know why, I love it so much. So I made a little swatch card so you can see what colors are in it, but I will show you. I haven't used this yet, so it's very clean. Well, the mixing surface is clean. Okay, it is not usually this hard to open. I've opened it before. Oh, it's because it's kind of stuck. Oh. clean as I thought it was gonna be. That's fine. Yeah, like there's gouache in here, and the gouache doesn't dry quite as, like, that's still sticky. Okay, this is not a how to do things correctly video. This is a how I did things video. So don't do what I do. But yeah, so all the large squares and the rectangles are gouache, and the tiny squares are watercolor. And so those are the colors that I have. And you can see, like, they kind of leaked into each other when I was pouring them, because some of my gouache was kind of dried out, so I added water and glycerin, and it's a bit of a mess. But, you know, honestly, like, I want this to look messy. I want this to be covered and stained, and I want these to be kind of a mess. And I don't know, I like that look, and I like the kind of feeling like I don't have to be precious with it. Like, I will just grab colors and they might be tainted, and that's fine. Like, but I love how this fits perfectly. Like, oh my god, it's like it was made for this. Back here is more pencils, so I'll show those in a minute. And then I have water brushes. These ones are from Jackson's, I think, and I like that they're so long, so they hold a lot of water. And there's 3 different brush sizes. There's like a tiny one, a medium one, and a slightly larger one. There's no flat ones in this set, but they fit, again, perfectly in here. I do have some of the, like, tiny little brushes that come with, like, the Derwent paint palettes that I often put in my, like, mini kits. And it would fit in here, but these fit in here, and then, like, I don't have to refill them as much. So, and then we get to the pencils, which I love that I can fit 2 pencils in every slot in this. Some people say they struggle to do that, or it took a while to, like, loosen up the canvas enough to do that, but mine worked right away. I can't fit any in here because this is too bulky and it takes up too much space, but, like, that's fine. In terms of what colors I just brought all my Derwent Lightfast pencils, because I have, like, this limited selection of them that I accumulated over the years, and I just thought, okay, I'll just bring those, then it's limited and I don't have to actually make a lot of decisions, because I have, like, a lot of Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, a lot of Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. I also have some, like, Amazon Basics pencils if I wanted to bring those. So, like, I have a lot that I could choose from, and I didn't want to have to make too many decisions about that, so I just brought this one brand, and that way I have what I have. And so there's, like, I think there's, like, the basic 12 set in here with that, but that's, like, primaries and secondaries, and a couple, I think there's, like, salmon color set came in it, which is great. Like, normally basic sets don't have pastel colors like that. And then the rest are ones I just, like, picked up here and there because I felt like I didn't have a color like that in any of my pencils, really. But sometimes I like to make sure that I have, like, I keep my Derwent Lightfast pencils with my Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, partially because they look very similar. Like, you can see, like, they've got the wooden body and then the colorful end, and they're also both, like, Lightfast. Like, the whole range is supposed to be Lightfast as far as I'm aware. So if I wanted to make something that was, like, you know, if I made an original to sell, or if I made something to go on my wall in that, you know, I wanted to make sure it would last, I could use those. But also just, like, their texture is a bit different from, like, the Polychromos, so I like to keep them separate because I like the different textures for different things. Honestly, they're not identical textures either, in my opinion. I don't know, I'm really weird. I'm like, I like the Polychromos for like smooth paper because they don't lay down too much pigment, so you still get to see the marker through it. And then I like these on top of like acrylic gouache and paint and stuff because they lay down, these and the luminance, they lay down better on top of that stuff than the polychromos do. And then I like my like Amazon Basics and Castle Art pencil crayons and stuff for coloring books, honestly, because that paper is better for those pencils than smooth paper. They don't work well on smooth paper, whereas like the more like artist grade ones do work a lot better on smooth paper, which they use for markers. And yeah, I'm going off on a tangent, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. Oh no, you can't see how pretty it is now. And I'm going to swatch the colors and we'll go through each one. You know, I was considering not making this video today just because, like, I'm leaving in a few hours. I should be getting ready. Honestly, I'm ready. I pack way in advance. Like, I was fully packed 2 days ago. I just needed to add, like, my electronics that were charging. And that was it. But I just thought, you know, I forgot to swatch my pencils in this sketchbook. And so I thought I'd do that, and I'd go through and make sure that I have everything I wanted to bring. And then I guess I should also, while I'm here, make sure everything is nice and sharp. Because this pencil sharpener is okay, but it's just kind of like for emergencies. So, this one, I don't know if you can read that, is Heather. They do feel great on this like mixed media paper because it's not too textured, that it doesn't get too scratchy. But it's enough tooth to like hold on to the pigment, you know. Magenta. Scarlet. Salmon. I do love that color. It reminds me of the Holbein acrylic gouache shell pink, which was one of the first ones I ever got. When I first got acrylic gouache, I got like 5 colors. That was like the absolute first one I put in my cart. I was just like, yep, that's, oh, this one is dusky pink, which I think is just a little bit darker, but they go nice together. Pale peach. And I like having really light colors like this because I can kind of go on top of, you know, if I want to lighten an area that I've painted, because you can't really go lighter with watercolor, right? I mean, although I do have gouache in that palette, so natural brown. Okay, I'm gonna do rows of 6. I don't actually remember how many pencils I have in here, so I guess we'll find out. Because I have some back there too. obviously my coffee is cold brew because I famously drink cold brew all the time. I mean, it's May. I feel like you're allowed to drink cold brew in May, but I drink it in December. I like hot coffee too, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it's just like my favorite in the morning. Sandstone. Brown ochre. These ones are all very similar, but like there's enough subtle difference in them that I feel like, you know, I can justify having all. I think that sandstone came in the original 12 set, and then I ordered dark honey and brown ochre online, so I didn't actually know, you know, how similar they were. But I'm okay with that because like this is definitely more orange and this is more green, and I'm okay with that. I like having subtle differences in them. Yellow ochre. I like how creamy that one looks. Mustard. Ooh, I think I like this. This is a relatively newer one, so I haven't used it that much. But yeah, this is mustard. Is another color of Holbein acrylic wash. That was one of my first ones. I had shell pink, mustard, coral red, ash blue, and misty blue. Those were my first 5 colors, and like I had a sketchbook. I was going to just fill the entire thing with only those colors, but then I got bored and I bought more colors, and now I have like 50 of them. I just swatched them the other day and I was like, wow, I didn't know I had so many. Sun yellow. But yeah, I'm thinking it might be fun to I've been doing some like mixed media type stuff or different media in my coloring books, which has been fun. So like a lot of them I'll do markers because it's really easy, and I'm honestly getting way better at using my markers because I'm practicing with these. Like it's helping my art skills, it's helping me pick color palettes, it's helping me, you know, visualize shading and like shade in a way that's not realistic but is still effective. It's kind of amazing. I was so like judgmental, not even judgmental about coloring books, they just didn't interest me, especially the little like finicky detailed ones. But these like cutesy ones that are popular now, they just capture something in my heart. Like, I don't know, like they just ignite a part of my brain that is so like relaxing, and yet it feels like I'm reinvigorating my creative spark without having to expend creative energy, you know? This one's champagne. But yeah, I was thinking it might be cool to do a coloring book page in gouache and like paint it like I was painting my own illustration kind of thing. Again, it's like kind of a way to practice without having to come up with an idea and execute the whole thing. It's just like practice coloring, right? Lichen green. I don't know if that's how you say it. I love this color. It's like, I don't know why I love these colors that are green, but they look kind of like poop. Like that's what some people say, it's like that's a poop color, and for some reason I love it. I don't know. I think the thing is like these kind of muted colors, like they appeal to me, and then I go to use them and I'm like, that's not bright enough when it's compared to all the like brighter colors that really grab my attention. Like I feel like such a contradiction because I'm always like, oh yeah, muted colors. I don't want the really garish bright colors, and then I always use bright colors because I feel like I need to be punched in the face with color. Does that make sense? Seaweed. This is kind of like a darker version of that. those colors that I did not used to like, and now I know that I started getting pencils. Like, this came in this set, I think, so I didn't choose it, and I like actually love it. And now there's a Fjallraven bag, the like Kangen Hit Pack Plus, that I really want to get, and it comes in only a few colors. Like, usually their stuff comes in like 100 different colors, but theirs only comes in a few colors, and this one is the color that I most want. I'm very tempted. I was tempted to get it for this trip, but I couldn't have ordered it in time, so I don't need it, but I might get it for my next trip. Because people say you can fit a sketchbook in it, or a Switch. That'd be nice to be able to pack. I'm gonna use the Switch Lite when I travel, so it's pretty small. Denim. Nightshade. I'm getting so many like specklies. Violet. Wild lavender. And then back here, I have a few more. Oh, I have a white gel pen. That's nice. Surprised, but nice. Oh, I didn't even show you. I have a white gel pen. You can't even see that. Yeah. Okay, so these pencils were in the pocket behind. So I've got a couple more of the light vests. This is Ocean Blue Dark. Black, which I don't use very often, but this one's kind of short for some reason. I don't know. And white, which is not showing up very well, but that's to be expected. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 29 of these pencils. So I fit 29 light fast pencils in here. Plus these 4 are the Caran d'Ache watercolor pencils, Museum Aquarelle. So here's the thing, we're going to Montreal for a few days, and I was in French immersion all through school, so from kindergarten to grade 12, I took most of my classes in French. More so in like elementary school and high school, it was more like a third of my classes were French, but I still took, French class every year. And that was so long ago that I'm really bad. Like, I won an award for my French class. Like, when I graduated, I got an award for like excellence in French because I was the top of my class in French, and I was really good at speaking in French. And now I'm not, so I'm just like museum was like weird for this whole time, but yeah, I did get a set of cheaper watercolor pencils to try with the coloring books. They do not work great on the coloring book paper. The paper is too smooth that they don't have enough to grip on, so they don't lay down very well. So they don't look very good as pencils. And then it's hard to spread wet media on the like Amazon paper that is printed on. So that was a little bit of a fail, but I do want to use the watercolor pencils in my own like sketchbooks once I'm doing more sketchbooking, so that, yeah. I'm not going to close this right now because this is still drying, but I'm going to pack up the stuff, and hopefully this will be dry in a second. I'll take the clip. So there we go. I think that is everything in this kit, which is a lot. Like, you can pack a lot in this thing, and it's nice to be like, okay, I can only bring what fits in this. That's all the art supplies I can bring on this trip. And I mean, I fit a lot. I have almost 30 pencils, over 30 pencils if you include these ones. A paint palette with, like, I don't even remember how many colors it has, but like 20 or something. A bunch of Neocolor, a pen, other like accessories, like a whole sketchbook, and then you might close this up, and I can even put this extra pouch, just tuck it in there, and like honestly you can beef this up even more. It's just it gets a little bulky, whereas this is still pretty thin, honestly. Like, it's not bad. And like I said, this fits in my purse that I'm bringing. So I could, if I wanted to, I could bring this out with me, the whole thing, but I think I'm just gonna bring this little pouch. Yeah, these are the colors of pencils that I'll have. And the sketchbook fits perfectly. Yeah, so I think this is great. I'm hoping this works out well for me. I'm hoping I actually use it. And I'm hoping this video turns out okay, because I have never done a whispering video before. I might be really bad at it. Yeah, but I figure, honestly, okay, I've thought about going more ASMR with my channel for years now, like since like almost 2 years ago, and I kept being nervous to do it because I'm probably really bad at it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not what people expect from me. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is more of a situation where people don't think about me at all and don't expect anything from me, so it's fine. But still, I was just like, I can't do that. I'm not a calm enough person to do this. I'd have to be someone else. I'd have to not be myself. I'd have to put on this persona of somebody who's calm and collected. And then this year, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna show up as myself and make the kind of things I want to make, whether that's videos like this, whether that's writing the books I want to write, doing the art I want to make, like, just not worrying about, am I the right kind of person for this? Am I good at this? Am I what people want? Like, people who don't want this don't have to watch it. They don't have to read my books. They don't have to, like, do any of that. So, yeah, I'm really trying to just be myself, even if it's not what people want. So, yeah, there might be more ASMR assume you wouldn't have watched this far into this video if it's not your thing. But like, I think that art videos are really good for ASMR because, especially like swatching stuff and like the art materials sound nice, and just people talking about art materials, and I don't know, I really like that kind of stuff. So maybe there's other people who will like it too. Yeah, and I might do some coloring videos when I get back if I'm still really into those, because it's kind of, there's like a weird thing about, I sort of thought about people who do coloring. It's like, that's coloring, they're not artists. But then the more I've looked into it, the more I see people doing like amazing things with lighting techniques, amazing things with patterns and textures, and they're being really creative, and it's like, this is definitely, they're artists, they're just focusing their artistic energy on this particular thing. I don't really go with that. Like, mine are not impressive, mine are really basic and simple, and mostly just a way for me to kind of switch my brain off or get into like a flow state where I'm not worrying about anything, and I just color for like half an hour. Like, they're really quick for me because it's pretty much just solid colors, flat shading, done. But it's been really fun, and I've been getting to play around with color palettes and get better at choosing colors, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I might share some of that. But this was good for me to go through this and make my swatches for the trip, and I'm gonna keep this with me when I'm on the train, so I probably will do some sketching on the train. But if I don't feel like sketching, I do have my Switch. I don't know what I would play. I kind of want to play Paradise Killer again. I don't know, I played it not that long ago, so it seems kind of silly to play it again already, but we'll see. Okay, that's all for today, and I don't know how to end videos. Lately I've just been cutting off the end of the video, but that doesn't seem very relaxing. Then again, you know what? I said I'm gonna be me, and being me is leaving awkward